The TikTok agreement has been temporarily suspended due to China's objections regarding tariffs, according to sources. President Trump has extended the deadline for TikTok to divest, mentioning that China is unhappy about the tariffs. In response to Trump's trade war, China has imposed a 34% reciprocal tariff on imports of U.S. goods. Furthermore, China has retaliated by implementing export controls on essential rare earths, cutting off U.S. supplies of minerals crucial for defense and clean tech. Trump commented that China played it wrong, which led to a stock market crash. Federal Reserve Chair Powell has warned that tariff-induced inflation could be more persistent, while Trump has urged him to lower interest rates.
China has developed the world's first RISC-V chip with a size of just 1 nanometer, utilizing 2D materials. OpenAI has engaged in discussions about acquiring the AI device startup founded by Johnny Ive and Sam Altman. Air India has collaborated with Apple to introduce AirTag-based technology for tracking lost luggage.
The Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, have issued a warning about the fast flux technique, which is being employed by hackers to conceal malicious servers. In a separate incident, coordinated cyber attacks have targeted Australia's largest pension funds. A breach in Europacar's GitLab has compromised the personal data of potentially up to 200,000 customers.
The Wall Street Journal has reported that Klarna has decided to halt its previously planned initial public offering, IPO, following the announcement of tariffs by President Trump. Bloomberg has noted that within a span of just 24 hours, the ongoing trade war has led to the stalling of mergers and acquisitions, M&A, and IPOs valued in the billions of dollars. Nintendo has postponed the pre-order date for its Switch 2 in the United States to evaluate the effects of Trump's tariffs. In the U.S., PSA has also paused accepting international submissions for grading due to the tariffs. Elon Musk is allegedly using Doge to gain access to Social Security data in order to strengthen claims against migrants, while DHS officials have requested the IRS to utilize tax data to identify up to 7 million immigrants. Doge is organizing a hackathon at the IRS with the goal of obtaining easier access to taxpayer data. Politico has remarked, "The terror is real," as the tech industry, feeling intimidated, hesitates to criticize Elon Musk. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg has stated that the imposition of tariffs by the United States does not breach the NATO treaty. Elon Musk has expressed his desire for both Europe and the United States to transition towards a scenario where tariffs are completely eliminated. Apple is contemplating the possibility of increasing its iPhone assembly operations in Brazil as a strategy to circumvent the tariffs imposed by the United States.
Trump hints at a potential tariff agreement with Vietnam following a productive conversation. In contrast to Trump's tariff policies, California, under Governor Newsom, intends to continue engaging in global trade independently. Indonesia's minister states that the country will not take retaliatory measures against Trump's tariff.
Disney showcased footage from Avatar 3, Fantastic Four, Elio, and Tron Ares at CinemaCon. The Las Vegas Sphere revealed plans for an immersive screening of The Wizard of Oz. The United States is anticipated to host the Women's World Cup in 2031, potentially alongside other CONCACAF countries.
ByteDance has confirmed discussions with the U.S. regarding TikTok following President Trump's decision to grant a 75-day extension to finalize a deal aimed at preserving the app. Apple has decided to retain TikTok in its App Store after receiving assurances from Attorney General Bondi. This marks the second time Trump has extended the deadline for TikTok. The Hollywood Reporter has noted that Vimeo is interested in enabling every creator to establish their own Netflix-like platform. Furthermore, a report by Omdia highlights the growing popularity of the micro-drama genre in Asia, with leading apps achieving over 150 million active users. Israel has eliminated a Hamas leader in Lebanon, adding to the strain on the ongoing ceasefire. Inspectors have indicated that over 100 chemical weapons locations might still exist in Syria. The New York Times has published a report featuring a video that depicts aid workers being killed in Gaza amidst intense gunfire, even as their ambulance lights were flashing. The Writers Guild of America has approved a fresh 3-year agreement with CBS News, ensuring important protections related to artificial intelligence. In New York, lawsuits filed by U.S. authors against OpenAI and Microsoft have been merged with similar actions taken by newspapers. The United Nations has issued a warning that artificial intelligence might impact 40% of jobs and exacerbate inequality among countries.
A report indicates that Russian espionage devices have been detected monitoring the movements of Britain's nuclear submarines within the waters of the United Kingdom. It has been suggested that the White House attributes the signal scandal to an auto-suggested contact on an iPhone. Furthermore, the Sahel Alliance has decided to withdraw its ambassadors from Algiers following the incident of a drone being downed.
Anthropic asserts that reasoning models often do not express their true thoughts. DeepSeek has introduced a novel AI reasoning technique, generating excitement for its upcoming advanced model. Meta has revealed the Llama 4 series of large language models, including Maverick and Scout. They assert that the Maverick model, with 400 billion parameters, leads in all benchmarks. Furthermore, they mention that a 2 trillion parameter model, known as Behemoth, is currently undergoing training.
A previously operational coal-fired power plant in the United States is set to be transformed into a large-scale gas-powered facility dedicated to artificial intelligence and data centers. A study conducted by Texas A&M University reveals that after 120 years of conservation efforts, the Yellowstone bison population has reduced to a single breeding group. The Trump administration has issued an order allowing logging in half of the country's national forests. The SEC has announced that stablecoins such as USDT and USDC, which are considered covered, are not classified as securities. Consequently, there is no requirement for registration when minting or redeeming these digital currencies. In a viral video, Jim Cramer has forecasted a stock market crash reminiscent of the 1987 Black Monday, attributing it to the tariffs imposed by Trump. Chinese markets are preparing for a potentially turbulent Monday as trading resumes following a series of reciprocal tariffs with the U.S. Trump's leading economic advisor has stated that 50 countries have expressed interest in negotiating tariffs.
Long-term alcohol consumption leads to gender-specific difficulties in evaluating rewards within the striatum. Following a Western diet while pregnant is linked to neurodevelopmental issues in children and teenagers. Recent studies suggest that inadequate sleep might contribute to the rise of conspiracy theories.
The United States has experienced its most significant honeybee die-off, resulting in the loss of 1.6 million colonies. In Australia, Queensland, which is typically dry, has been severely impacted by floods. The World Health Organization reports an increase in drug-resistant fungal diseases.
Research indicates that individuals who feel lonely experience increased sadness after interacting with chatbots. An 18-year study has discovered a connection between being married and a higher risk of developing dementia in older adults. Brain channels that appear to be frozen in time have been found to show a chemical flow that facilitates learning and cognitive processes.
Cambodia celebrates the inauguration of a military base that has been renovated by China. The Japanese emperor pays a visit to Iwo Jima to pay respects to those who lost their lives in one of the most intense battles of World War II. Germany's Rheinmetall is setting its sights on producing engines for missiles capable of traveling 2,000 kilometers and plans to establish a facility for launching satellites.
Goldman Sachs has reduced its growth prediction for Chinese stocks in 2025 due to the influence of Trump's tariffs. Just 6 days prior, the financial institution also adjusted its forecast for Europe's stock 600 index, citing the same tariff impact. The UK's Jaguar Land Rover has decided to halt shipments to the United States because of these tariffs. In the US, Besant has described the tariffs as a one-time price adjustment. A court in China is conducting an auction for 100 tons of live crocodiles, with the starting bid set at $550,000, but without including delivery. In Philadelphia, the zoo has celebrated the hatching of its first Galapagos tortoise babies, marking a significant event as the endangered tortoise, who is approximately 100 years old, becomes a first-time mother. In Britain's second-largest city, rats that are reportedly larger than cats are being seen as garbage collectors go on strike.
According to AP, federal officials are discreetly ending the legal residency status of certain international college students. It is reported that in South Korea, intense academic pressures begin as early as kindergarten. Furthermore, a teenager from New Jersey has successfully campaigned to have users of the Notify app face imprisonment and fines reaching up to $30,000.
People in Spain are taking to the streets in 40 different cities to demonstrate against the escalating housing crisis. In Hong Kong, residential landlords are receiving backing from employees at hedge funds and cryptocurrency firms, according to Savills. The death toll has increased to 33 due to severe flooding caused by heavy rains in the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo.
During Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit, India and Sri Lanka have entered into agreements focusing on defense and energy, which are expected to enhance their bilateral relations. In Armenia, the president has signed a law that marks the beginning of the country's journey towards joining the European Union. Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum, has announced his decision to step down from his position as the chair of the trustees.
The United States is in discussions with the Democratic Republic of the Congo regarding a minerals agreement, according to a statement from a Trump administration official. In the Central African Republic, large crowds have gathered to protest against the presence of Russian Wagner mercenaries. The Reuters Institute at Oxford University has remarked that as the Trump administration curtails the voice of America, Russia and China are taking advantage of the situation to influence and transform Africa's news landscape.
Germany is contemplating the removal of its 1,200-ton gold reserve from the United States as a response to actions by Donald Trump. Across the nation, millions participated in hands-off protests against Trump and Elon Musk, with Musk dismissing the Saturday demonstrators as paid puppets. In Paris, supporters of Marine Le Pen gathered, transforming a protest into a powerful display of populist strength. Le Pen criticized what she called a witch hunt and pledged to continue her fight at the rally. Trump and Vance expressed their support for Le Pen following her conviction.
Microsoft introduces Copilot Vision, an AI tool designed to assist users in real-world scenarios, available on both Windows and mobile platforms. OpenAI announces the upcoming release of O3, although it will postpone the launch of GPT-5. Midjourney unveils V7, marking its first new AI image model in almost a year.
Mavoglurant has been shown to decrease cocaine consumption in individuals suffering from cocaine use disorder during a Phase 2 clinical trial. Research indicates that newborns exposed to antibiotics may experience a weakened immune response to vaccines. A neuroscientific model has identified a consistent physiological pattern associated with near-death experiences.
Hantavirus, responsible for the death of Gene Hackman's spouse, has been associated with 3 fatalities in a remote California community. Donald Trump has declined President Biden's proposal to broaden Medicare's coverage to include obesity medications. OpenAI is experimenting with watermarking technology for its ChatGPT 4o image generation model. Uber and WeRide have collaborated with Dubai's Road and Transport Authority to introduce autonomous vehicles to the city. In a separate development, China has introduced an alternative to HDMI and DisplayPort, known as GPMI, which offers an impressive bandwidth of up to 192 gigabits per second and a power delivery capacity of 480 W. A man has filed a lawsuit against a Chinese gaming company, claiming that being virtually slapped 4,800 times led to his depression.
The thalamus influences consciousness by exerting layer-specific control over the cortex. The universe's structure has become increasingly disorganized, as indicated by cosmological data that suggest it has grown messier and more complicated. A recent study indicates that OpenAI's models have memorized copyrighted material.
The BBC expresses dissatisfaction with the absence of its branding on stories featured in Apple News. Russian journalists working for the BBC are deeply concerned about being labeled as foreign agents. A court has mandated that Wikimedia take down content from India that is considered defamatory. Get your daily news fix from NewsSourceCrawler's latest edition, 07 April 2025, featuring crypto, politics, tech, and more.
YouTube Music Charts, Global Top Songs from March 28 to April 3, 2025, feature the following hits. Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, APT by Rose and Bruno Mars, El Mayor de los Ranas by Victor Valverde and J.R. Torres, and Ranjan by Parampara Thakur.
Spotify's weekly top songs global list. For the period from Friday, March 28 to Thursday, April 3, 2025, includes the following tracks. Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga, APT. By Rose featuring Bruno Mars, Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish and Ordinary by Alex Warren.
Top-selling digital games on Nintendo US as of April 7, 2025. Minecraft, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Stardew Valley, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Steam's most popular games. A list of the leading games in terms of sales and player engagement on Steam. Based on the top 100 revenue-generating products, for the period from Tuesday, March 25, 2025, to Tuesday, April 1, 2025. Schedule 1. Counter-Strike 2. INZOI. REPO. The First Berserker, Kazan.
CISA cybersecurity alerts and advisories. The NSA, CISA, FBI, and various international partners have issued a cybersecurity advisory concerning Fast Flux, which is identified as a national security threat. Fast Flux is a method employed to obscure the locations of harmful servers by swiftly altering the domain name system, DNS, records linked to a single domain name. This threat takes advantage of a common vulnerability in network defenses, complicating the process of tracking and blocking malicious Fast Flux activities. One more drop in the ocean of AI. Meta Llama's Llama 4 Scout 17B16e Instruct. The Llama 4 series consists of autoregressive language models that employ a mixture of experts, architectural design. These models also integrate early fusion techniques to support native multimodality,